Am I live?
Yep.
Oh, hello. Happy Monday. Give everyone a minute. Guess what? I forgot the joke.
Oh,
Every
no.
Monday you're going to see me walking away.
Hello, everybody. Amanda had to go and grab her joke real quick. Hi, Mary. Long time no see.
Mary Thornton?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Mary.
Hi, Darla. Hi, Renee.
Hello, you beautiful people. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. How many do we have?
62.
Let me give it another second or so.
It's a Monday. You know, people are slow moving.
Yeah, I had 2 cups of coffee and I'm still a little slow. Probably because I'm in a blanket.
She really is. She
It's
made
so
me pet her earlier.
I mean, I know we're social distancing, but maybe we can figure out a way if anyone else wants to come and feel my sweater. It's very soft. Are we good now?
111.
Cool. So I'm gonna go over a couple of announcements. Sorry. Wow.
Just making sure you had the thing that we're talking about today.
So we have Babylock Club tomorrow at 10. That's from 10 to noon. On Thursday, we have the Creative Solutions for Crafty People.
Hey, you got it right this time.
Hey.
First time.
And that is going to be Trevor showing you guys how to how easy it is to stitch on paper. So it's actually going to be really cool. So he has a lot of fun with that, and he's done some really awesome samples. But he'll go over like what type of thread to use, what types of needles,
Stabilizer,
or weight of thread, and things of that nature. So that one will be fun. Friday, we have the AccuQuilt Bob class, the block on board. There is a link on our home page that you can use in order to sign up for that. It will be a lot of fun to learn how you can stack your layers of fabric, send it through the machine, and have all the pieces that you need in order to create your quilt block.
It's amazing.
It's really cool. And then Saturday we have the Floriani Virtual Club, which is $20. Nancy knows her stuff, and she can educate you on all things Floriani software. So that will be fun. We have a winner. It is going to be Mary Kitzor. You are the winner
Mary.
of this Anita Good Design Paisley. We will have that here for you. And time for a joke. I haven't even read this one yet, so I hope it's appropriate. The customer brought this in, so I will read it. Doctor's office. I walked into a doctor's office and the receptionist asked me what I had. I said shingles, so she wrote down my name, address, medical insurance number, and told me to have a seat. 15 minutes later, a nurse's aide came out and asked me what I had. I said shingles. So she wrote down my height, weight, and completed medical history and told me to wait in the examining room. A half hour later, a nurse came in and asked me what I had. I said shingles. So the nurse gave me a blood test, a blood pressure test, and an electrocardiogram, and told me to take off all my clothes and wait for the doctor. An hour later, that's a long time.
Seriously.
An hour later, the doctor came in and found me sitting patiently in the nude and asked me what I had. I said shingles. The doctor asked where. I said outside on the truck. Where do you want me to unload them? That is really cute. Thank you, Virginia, for that joke. We appreciate it.
Very cute.
So, today...
Can I answer some questions here really quick? Those of you who are asking about link or whatever for Babylock Club, yes. the day before typically of any class. We normally is when those links go out. It will be a Zoom. And for those that are asking what Babylock Club is, it is a class that usually Kate and Patrick provide for those who have a higher end embroidery or higher end sewing machine, that they kind of go over some of the features and a little lesson, like an IQ lesson or like a foot or something like that. They kind of go over that with you. There is an option for that class now to purchase it for the year. $125 would be the total for that, if you have not purchased a machine through Above and Beyond.
So, next week we have two fun things going on with Kimberbell. We have the fill in the blank for February, and that is this towel here. It says, "Life is short, eat the cake." It's using some of the new white leather, red leather up here for your cherry, and you're going to learn about attaching tassels or pom-poms to the bottom. So this will be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to teaching that on live next Tuesday. We have the blanks. They come in a pink ombre towel and a green ombre towel. And then we do have an embellishment kit that has that leather, the tassels and the pom-poms and the fabric needed for that. So if you want to participate in that, we have those available. And then Wednesday, we have our first class for, make sure I was holding it up right, the Luck of the Gnome bench pillow. So for those of you who are interested in attending the class, last week we did make an announcement that for the online orders and the customers who don't live locally, for us to be able to get you the fabric kits in time for you to participate for the class. There will now be like a cutoff date for future classes so that you know when you need to purchase that fabric kit by in order to be able to participate during class. As of right now, I have one fabric kit remaining for the Luck of the Gnome bench pillow. If you're wanting to attend and you don't live locally, just a forewarning, you may not get your fabric kit in time if you order today, but we do have one left, and that will be fun. So this is going to be next Wednesday. Are you ready?
Yes, I do believe that for the majority of everybody, the February blank and embellishment kits have been put in the mail.
So what I will say,
you're upside down.
Oh no. I was like, no, I'm not. So what I will say for those of you who have already purchased the Kimberbell fabrics. So for example, the We Wish You a Merry Christmas. This was done 2 Christmases ago at this point. So it's a little bit of a dated project. Some of the themed fabrics are no longer available, which happens from time to time. For the Luck of the Gnome bench pillow, this green fabric here has been discontinued. So we do have a substitute fabric in your fabric kits that will work just as nice. So the pillow will look fabulous still. In those fabric kits, I wrote down what fabrics were in what order they were in your kit and what substitutions you have. So if you guys have any questions, you can holler at your girl and I'll help you out.
Donna, I do believe that we have both here. I believe your blue stash builder bundle as well.
Okay, so today we are going to be doing the owl. So it's a little Valentine's in the Hoop treat bag.
So cute.
And some Skittles in there. And then this one. But just nice. They're not lined, but they're just a nice little gift.
Made with some felt.
Made with some felt. We do have kits available for both option. We have the Love Treat Bag. And then we have the owl. They're both $6.99. And if you guys are interested, just in the comments, please make sure you specify which one you would like and where you would like to pick it up at. The design for today cost $6. It was originally $12 for the two, but you do get the two for $6.
And multiple sizes.
In multiple sizes.
Lots of sizes.
A lot of different sizes.
Yeah.
So this is actually the one that we're going to be doing today. These were both made in a 5x7 hoop, but they can go...
There's one smaller and two bigger.
Yep. 4x4 up to 8x12.
I think so. 7x12.
7... Double check. 7x12. So that is going to be fun. I will let you know that the kit does not have the vinyl, which you see in the sample here. It does have this pink piece here. Just because we didn't really know if everyone would want the vinyl. This is the Kimberbell vinyl. And I have the pink and purple bundle. These are $14.95, and you get quite a few sheets in there, 2 of each color, and it has about 3 different shades. So today in the video, I am going to show you how to do the vinyl so that you can learn like a different way, altering the design a little bit. So we're going to go over that.
So again, those of you who are ordering kits, when you purchase this, where is the file from?
Juju Designs.
Juju.
Designs by Juju.
When you purchase it, you get both of these designs. So if you want a kit, because we do have kits for both, just specify whether you want the love one or the owl one or both, so that we can make sure that we get you what you want.
And today we're going to be using a 5x7 hoop with tearaway stabilizer. We're going to use pinking shears, and we're also going to be using the Kimberbell skizzers, and I have thread colors for both, so I'll go over that information. Maybe while it's stitching out, we'll go over some of the thread colors, and then while we're doing some satin stitching, we'll tell you about this pillow. So we'll get started.
Who are you? Karen. No, the embellishment kit would just be for one towel. So if you wanted to do it on both towels, I would suggest buying 2 embellishment kits.
Okay, so in the instructions, it does tell you to hoop 1 piece of tearaway stabilizer, and then that you can then float an additional piece.
Whoa.
But I've just done 2 pieces of tearaway, and there is not an option for a our first step. There's normally, for a lot of the designs that you see us doing, there is the placement line, and we're not having a placement line. If you want, you can back it up to the final stitch, and you can stitch it out so that way you know where to place your felt and your owl fabric. So in your kits, you'll get 2 pieces of felt for the top, 1 piece for the bottom, a piece of the purple fabric for your owl, a piece of pink fabric for the owl's tummy, piece of white fabric for his eyes, and a piece of orange fabric for his beak.
And a ribbon.
And a ribbon, which is really cute.
Perfect.
So then for and we're also going to use paper tape today. So for you Solaris owners, you can do the projection. in order to know where you're going to be placing it. And the reason I'm telling you this is because the instructions tell you that you need a 9 by 12 piece of felt, and we've measured it out so you have the perfect size. And then you can see the bottom and your top, and make sure that your owl is nicely placed in there.
Mary, I know I have a set here. I do not know what Centennial has in stock though. But we could always transfer our pair here there if you need to.
Pair what?
Pinking chairs.
Yeah. So the first thread that I'm going to use, I actually use for my satin as well, so I'll go ahead and tell you it's a Floriani 433. And it is going to tack down our owl fabric just directly on top of our felt. I love grunge.
Me too.
And I love the purple.
Will do, Mary.
And so now at this point you could choose to do the trimming here, but I'm just going to go ahead with my next piece and trim both at one time. So this is going to be the placement line for the eyes, and I'm using a white on white dot. And I'm going to, because again we have that white fabric going over the darker fabric, I'm going to use the color Keep Topping and stitch that down to our owl so that it prevents any type of bleed through, so you can't see that purple fabric through the white.
Hi, Pap.
So at this time, we're going to trim away the excess of our eyes and the owl fabric.
Do you remember the price for this month's blank or February's blank? Is it $14.99?
$14.99
for the towels, and then how much for the embellishment?
I think it's $15 for the towels and $14.99 for the embellishment kit. I'm easily confused after I've had children, so we can double check.
Cheryl, would you be a doll and verify the prices for February's blank and embellishment kit? Please. Just trimming the purple, right?
Trimming the purple and the eyes. When we're doing this part, we're going to leave the felt, which you'll see when we're done snipping away.
Sherry, what do you mean by taped? Like, can you go back and watch it? It will be a Facebook Live, so you would be able to watch it again if that's what you're meaning.
The Kimberbell?
Yeah.
Yep, the blank is a live next Tuesday. The Kimberbell.
Okay.
$10.99.
So the prices for those for the blank is the towel set is $14.99 and the embellishment kit is $10.99. Yeah, Sherry, so you'll be able to go back and watch it again.
All right, so now we're going to stitch the placement line for our beak. And then place the fabric, tack it down.
I just realized that the beak is in the shape of a heart also.
It's an owl of love.
A little late to the game here. Using the little snips?
I am. I like the snips for the smaller appliques. This is again from the Kimberbell scissor set. Alright, so now we're going to stitch what in the instructions is going to be your placement line for your pink fabric, which is going to be the owl's stomach. But we're going to do it just a little differently.
Oh, Sherry. She said one of their fur babies was diagnosed with diabetes.
Okay, so with doing the vinyl, we're going to do it a little bit differently. And we're going to cut out the heart.
Cut it out?
We're cutting it out.
Sounds so morbid.
I feel like a surgeon. My inner Grey's Anatomy
right?
self is very pleased.
I can't wait for that to come back on.
I know. So you just want to make sure that you're not going to be cutting into your stabilizer. We're just cutting the fabric and the felt.
Linda, what pillow are you talking about? The Luck of the Gnome pillow? There definitely is a kit. There's a fabric kit and an embellishment kit.
Yes, there is. Both are, well, one is on order.
No, Patty. Grey's Anatomy definitely started after I was born. But thank you. She said, isn't that an older than both of you show?
Oh my goodness, no way. I started watching it in high school.
Yep. We haven't talked yet about the Valentine's Day pillow.
But we will.
We will. Stay tuned.
All right. So we now have a heart. You could save that for another project. With just our stabilizer. So at this point, you would be placing this if you're not going to be doing a vinyl option. And it would tack that down. But we're going to skip past that step. And I did my satin stitch around my owl with the silver. So we're going to leave that as is and stitch along that.
Okay, so yes, those of you that had joined a little bit late, there is a kit. When you buy the design today, you get both of these actually. So we have a kit for both. So there's the Love one and the Owl one, and they are both $6.99 to make one treat bag. Nancy, from what some other customers have been saying, that email did go out today. Sometimes it doesn't always arrive at the same time for everybody, so just keep checking, and do make sure to check your spam folder and stuff like that too, because they do tend to find their way there more often than not.
Very true. Here, we'll talk about the pillow.
Oh, I get to talk about it? You get to talk about it.
Unless... I know I was going to be on camera today.
That's okay.
So on the website there is a link for this. If you all have been watching since, I think it was like the second Monday of October, I think. I did a Christmas version of this, but I couldn't pass up because I saw a couple of people on like Pinterest and stuff doing one for Valentine's Day. So I did make up a kit that has all the fabrics, the gray and the pink and all of that. So I have the link on the website for the tutorial for the Christmas one, which it'll be the exact same thing. The only thing that will be different will be all of the wording that you would use to either be doing the hand stitching or a hand embroidery for the wording, or if you're going to scan it in, if you have that capability with your machine. And I did also put on the website the PDF for the wording because I had to kind of do this on my own. But I do have kits for this one as well. It's $10.99 for all of your squares and your backing and all that fun stuff. Do you want me to do this other thing too while I'm standing here?
Yes.
So, this just in. I'm gonna butcher her name again. Emily Scott. Miss Scott. We'll just say that.
Yeah, Miss Scott.
Has come out with a new expansion for her edge to edge. So this will be number 14. Got some cute designs
some
on
angels,
here.
stars, some like a construction scene going on right here.
One.
Dream, discover, and explore. A kitchen theme, floral, graduation cap, little teddy bears.
One, right?
Yep. Very cute. And those are $20.
$20.99.
So there's a question from Donna. You asked if the owl is separate from the love. So when you go to our website on the events calendar and go below the description,
you're fine. There will be a link that you can click on, and it will take you to Designs by Juju, and you can purchase the design. They are a combo, so you get both the love treat bag and and the owl, both for just $6. What are you doing? So you do get both. The one that we're doing in the video is the owl, but they do come in a pack.
Close up.
One of the things that I will say with this one is the design comes in like this. So when you're doing your ribbon, it's kind of towards your embroidery arm. So one of the recommendations that I would make for this particular one is to rotate it so it's not like this instead.
Much easier.
Might be a little easier with that ribbon. But so cute.
So
Got
cute.
a combination of some red fabrics. We use the Kimberbell glitter dot organza for the O. For this one, the thread colors that I used, I did the lettering for the L, V, and E, just a black. This one is an isocord color, and that is color number 1904.
Pretty red.
It is very pretty. And then we used a Floriani color to do the petals on the flower. That is a Floriani color 1107. 1107. Very pretty. And then the leaves we did a Floriani color that's 232.
Sweet.
And that's it for that one. So, very cute, very fun. And who doesn't love In the Hoop projects? So we're almost done.
Hi, Karen.
Very cute. Oh, iron.
Oh, poop.
Oh man.
There's one right there, like behind the altar. And to my knowledge, she did not. Absolutely, I will show you those designs on there. So, expansion pack 14. Pat, this one made me think of you and Debbie. Totally should have zoomed in on him running.
Run, Forrest, run.
We don't necessarily have thread conversion charts. Usually when we do that, we just hop on the Google. And I think out of here, my favorite one is the kitchen. So, again, this just in.
Dun 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 dun. The new mini Aliso irons, mini irons, in turquoise and orchid.
Orchid.
Very pretty. I love them. So we don't have too many of these in stock right now. We do have more on order. However, they're adorable.
They are.
We had to fulfill orders that customers who were waiting on a mini Aliso iron. So that's why we don't have very many.
And they're still $72.99.
But they are $72.99. We were talking about them in the video today, so we can do 20% off these. So I think the turquoise is my favorite. I know I'm a purple person.
What?
I know.
So, just so you guys know, that iron is this guy. However, just turquoise or orchid.
So it has this trivet.
Silicone trivet,
And you can fit your iron in there, so if it's still hot, you can pack it up and take it with you.
He gave us Harbor Freight's package and we're about to give them ours.
Oh, so on here you do have the ability to still do some steam. So you have buttons on both sides, and then in order to get water in there, it just lifts up, and it does come with a tiny little cup,
a little funnel
to fill up with water, and then that just closes, and you can see a water line in this little window here.
Very nice, very nice.
And those get really hot.
Pat, were you saying you couldn't see it because there was a glare? I'm sorry.
Can you pull it up?
That one right there. The horses and the horseshoes. It's what I told Cheryl the first time I saw it.
I'm afraid I have the hiccups.
Uh-oh. I'm gonna need this. So the irons are $72.99 and then 20% off. I don't know the math, I'm sorry.
Yes. All right, so we changed our thread to white to do the satin stitch around the eyes. And now we're going to put in black to stitch the eyes. Uh-oh.
Thanks, Mary. So the 20% off brings it to $58.40.
Mary, is that with tax or not with tax?
That is too funny.
Saw it in a video. Thought I'd try it.
Absolutely, Colleen. So today is a design designed by Juju. Is that what it is?
Yep.
And when you purchase the design, and the design is $6, you get both of these awesome files here. You get the Love Treat bag and the owl. You get 4 different sizes of each bag. And today we're stitching out one that would need a 5x7 hoop. So here is a kit for the Love one and a kit for the owl, and they are $6.99 each for each kit. And then Colleen, we also showed this pillow. This is an alternate, I guess, color cord. Sure. It's halfway folded out on my table because I stole the insert from it. The design does not come with like inside the kit. You would have to go onto our website in the events calendar, and under today's date would have the link that would take you to the website to purchase that. So this pillow. So this is a variation from the Christmas one that I had done back in October. That seems like so long ago, and yet just like yesterday.
Yep.
So this is the original one I had done. So, but I did make a kit for a Valentine's Day one because it's just stinking cute. I can't get over it. So, that was just something else that we had. Yeah, Rose, I meant to show it to you on Saturday when you were here, but we were a little busy.
All right, we're changing our thread back to white, and we're stitching out the corneas.
What?
Cornea? Is it your cornea?
I don't know. Pupil?
Pupil?
Well, yeah, this would be the pupil.
Yeah. That's the cornea? I'm not even sure I was saying it right, but it feels educated when it's coming out. And someone asked if this was Kimberbell felt. And yes, it is.
And those, we'll just take a field trip over here real quick. Or are you needing us?
Nope. I'm just going to change my thread to orange and do the satin around the nostrils.
Okay. Nostrils. Good Lord. So the Kimberbell felt here, we are using lots of different colors, lots of different options. Terry says the cornea is the white of your eye. The iris is the colored part. You really can't see your corneas without special equipment, Susan says.
Huh. Does the Solaris count?
A what?
It's a special equipment to see the corneas.
Oh my god, I would not have gotten that at all. Oh, good lord.
So this color number that I'm using for the orange is 173.
Susan is asking how the Kimberbell felt is different from felt at Lake Joann's.
It's a little bit of a lighter weight. Felt, not as heavy. I know that there's different weights. I don't know off the top of my head. Premium polyester. I know that, like if you get some felt, it's really stiff. So if you're wanting to make a bag like this that has a little bit more formation to it, maybe getting a felt like that would be something to take into consideration. So at this point, we are going to use a purple.
What color is that?
This orange is 173. And I am going to be using a color that we've had in the store, so don't pay attention to that one. But I found a color that's similar, and that color is Floriani 600. I don't know if that's better.
Very pretty.
So I'm going to get that on, and it is going to do the satin stitch around our heart.
Lisa, the pattern from today is a Juju pattern.
Designs by Juju. So it's going to do the satin stitch around the heart. Where is the other one?
Of what?
So in a previous video, we did talk about the vinyl and perforating.
Yeah.
I always want to say perforate. And I will apologize to you. I'm learning with you guys. So I think a lot of that, if it does, it will be based on like how dense the design is. So I used the vinyl in this sample here, and you can see clearly that that's come out. So I think that there are different ways around it, which is one of the things that I learned while stitching this design out. What I would recommend is skipping this stitch in the center of the owl, and plus if you are wanting to use a vinyl to see the candy, you really don't want that there to block. I mean, it's not going to be a huge blocker, but in comparison from this one to the one that's over here, it, I think, looks a little cleaner to be able to see straight through it and not have the little lines on there. So again, playing around with things a little bit in learning. We make mistakes and we learn by our mistakes, right?
Absolutely.
And
Why does it have to be a she?
because it's like pink and purple. Very cute, very cute. And the purple matches perfectly. And the design is going to do a satin stitch all the way around our heart, and it automatically ends the satin stitch for the heart and then jumps to like the waves in the center of the heart. So when it finishes with a satin stitch on our heart, I'm going to stop the machine and then just progress into the design without stitching those little wavy thingamajigs. Wings? I mean, what is
They're
that?
supposed to be feathers? Like,
Oh, yeah, feathers. The stomach.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, I don't have an owl. Although that would be really cool. I would then probably believe I belonged at Hogwarts.
Yeah. Hi, Patty. How is it in Arizona?
We're supposed to get snow tomorrow.
We are. I was telling Matt earlier that the sun kind of peeked out for a little bit, but now it's looking back to looking
Pretty gloomy.
Oh, you're all twisted over here. Yes, Lorraine, we went through the fabric and the felt and just left the stabilizer.
Yes. So I'm not going to stitch out the wavies. So
And no, we have not stitched the vinyl in already. This is part of that learning process that we kind of, Amanda had just touched on, and we kind of found, or she kind of found another way to do it. So
at this point, we're going to go back in our steps. And we're going to go to that original stitch that does the placement stitch so that you knew where to place your pink fabric if you're doing just the traditional applique without using the vinyl. And we're going to remove our hoop from the machine. And I just take our scissors.
Nancy, the purple fabric is a grunge fabric. It is awesome. It has some lavender in here and some pink and a darker purple. Grunge is just amazing.
Okay, so now we have a hole in our hoop. And I'm going to trim these little flyaways. I'm giving the owl a haircut. So those don't get caught in there. You don't see those little suckers. And then we're going to turn our hoop to the back. And I have the Kimberbell vinyl. And I'm going to tape this in place.
Because anything you put on the back, you gotta tape it.
Yes.
I have learned that one too many times.
And then we can do, oh, it's right in front of me, white.
I knew we'd get you one day, Lorraine. She said she changed her mind. The purple's really pretty. She changed her mind on grunge. She's not normally a grunge fan.
All right, and we're going to attach our vinyl onto our owl. And in the process, we're going to stitch like a decorative stitch on top of our satin. Kind of, you see this a lot in some of the Kimberbell designs.
And kiwi.
And kiwi. Well,
With the decorative stitching on.
The,
they do the cross one, but
that's what my interpretation of the kiwi fancy stitch.
oh, good Lord.
And I'm going to do it twice just to make sure that it stands out and double attach it. Make that super sturdy. And with doing this, with how that satin stitch is, your vinyl will not perforate.
Mm-hmm. Lisa, this pattern is from Juju, Designs by Juju. There is a link on our website to get you there.
And then you will trim your excess. I'm not going to worry about getting too close to the stitch line, but as long as it's about 1/8 of an inch from it, I'll be happy.
Are you using a 90 needle?
I am using a 90 needle, yes. And the reason I did not include the vinyl in the kit is in this particular set of vinyl, there are pinks and purples, and figured that if someone's interested in the vinyl, then they can have the choice of what color they want to put in there.
Linda, you totally just made me laugh.
What?
She told Lorraine, welcome to the grunge side. But it was like, I don't know, made me think of Star Wars. I'm like, welcome to the dark side. Oh, goodness. Oh, they all want to know what happened to your foot. They're all asking if you heard it earlier.
No, so you guys don't need to know this. My heels are extremely dry, and this is a sock that has, yep, my gross feet are all over the place. That's okay. That's what happens when you have dry skin like me. They crack and they bleed, and these socks have a gel padding in them, and it makes it so that my feet don't hurt when I walk.
The Kimberbell vinyl is
$14.95.
a 12 gauge vinyl.
Yes, it is. And so now we have.
Nope, it is not Mylar. In fact, it is vinyl. Kimberbell has these awesome packages here. So this is actually the green one, but it has 4 different colors on the inside, and you get 2 sheets of each. But
So
it's just
2 colors of this color here, and then 2 colors of the lighter blue, and then there's a darker green, and
then like a mint color.
lighter,
I love that
yeah.
one. I think that one's my favorite.
Yeah, and the pouch that I'm using today, packet that I'm using today, is pinks and purples. Okay, so now we have our satin stitch. We attached the vinyl on the back side of the hoop so that that satin stitch is not weighing too much onto our vinyl, and we attached it, and in doing so we've had a little top stitch on top of our satin to add a little bit of a decorative touch to it. And then now we are going to go back to where we were in our design, which is going to be our placement line for our ribbon.
You'll have to go through the comments later. Lots of people are giving you suggestions on
My feet. I can't remember the brand, but it comes in a blue bottle, and it works, but honestly, my nightly routine could use it a little bit more consistency with it.
Yeah.
But I'm the last one to go to bed, and sometimes that bed is just yelling for me. And to sit down and rub some special stuff on my feet, sleep sounds more appealing.
Absolutely.
Especially with socks with gel pads.
So the decorative stitch on top is, she actually went back in her steps in the embroidery design and found that initial placement line for the fabric that is if you follow the original directions, it's supposed to be fabric, not a vinyl. This was just Amanda getting creative. But she went back in the steps to find that initial placement line and used that to tack her vinyl to the back of the hoop. And in doing that, gave her that run stitch on the inside of her, on top of her satin stitch that she previously had done.
We can go through it again too if you would like.
Yeah, let us know if you want us to kind of show you those steps again.
Okay, so we do have a right side and a wrong side of our ribbon. So we're going to make sure that the right side of our ribbon is going to be face down. And we're going to place it, I know it's white and you probably can't see the white on white, but there's this placement line here. And we're just going to extend that over and tape it in place. And I'm going to just bend. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
What? What?
Mm.
And place that, and then we're going to return it to the machine. I just kind of hold on to the ribbon with my stabilizer as I guide it back onto the machine, just to ensure that the ribbon doesn't go underneath my hoop. And
your ribbon's twisted.
It's twisted?
Yeah, you need to fold the other part back over.
This one?
Yeah. There we go.
Good eye, Cindy.
No, that was the customers.
Oh, thanks, whoever you are.
Thanks, ladies. Okay, so those instructions aren't, because it wasn't necessarily part of the design in the first place, they are not really included in the instructions. So I would suggest that if you need to go through it again step by step, that you watch the video later on. And
we'll go over it too.
And we can do those steps for you, but
we'll tack down this other side of the ribbon and we'll just briefly go over it on how that works. Okay, so how the design works is you placed your purple fabric on top of your felt and placed it over either by going to the very last step in the design and stitching that down as like a placement line for you. And the reason I do the last one is because the last stitch is going to tack your two pieces together, where your placement line may be slightly in a little bit. So that's why I would encourage, if you need the placement line, to go to the end of the design, because it gives you that finished size in order to use it as a placement line. You place the felt with the purple fabric on top. They're going to be the same size, completely covering your shape. It tacks down your purple fabric. You trim away the excess. You place the eye fabric down before, after placement line, place the white fabric, stitch it down, trim away the excess, and then you're going to do the same steps for your little nose and your heart. Let me make sure I'm right on that.
I think so.
Yep, so nose and then your heart. So your heart, you just do the placement line, and at that point, you're going to trim away what's inside the heart, and that would be the purple fabric and the pink felt, leaving this just your stabilizer. And then you progress to, you skip past the tack down, and you go to the satin stitch for your owl, the outside of your owl. And then your next step does the white around the eyes. And then it does the black part of your eye. And then your white part of your eye. And then the satin stitch on your nose. And then at this point, where it would do your satin, you can select whatever color it is that you're wanting. You're still having your stabilizer in here only, and you're going to stitch your satin around your heart. At this point, after it completes the satin stitch, there is a wave stitch that goes in the center of the heart. If you're using the vinyl, I would recommend on passing that step, just because the density in the stitches, and you don't want your vinyl to perforate. New word. Okay, so after it does the satin stitch, you stop the machine, and then what we're going to do is you're going to back it up, and you're going to go back to that original step of your tack down or your placement line for this. That way, when you take your machine or your hoop off the machine, you take your vinyl, pretend this is vinyl, and you're going to place it on the back of your hoop, tape it in place, and it's going to attach it onto the back side. By doing this, you're not doing your satin stitch on the vinyl so that it doesn't, you say it, I can't do it
perforate.
anymore. Perforate? Perforate. I'm not doing this anymore.
Lorraine says to think like a kitty.
Perforate. Okay, so that way you don't have any holes in your vinyl. Then once you tack that down, before you tack it down, you can choose a color. And by doing that, you're doing like a little bit of a decorative stitch on top of your satin stitch. So I selected a lilac color, and then I changed the thread to white in order to do the top stitch. Can they see that?
Yep.
Just to give it a little bit of an extra touch to it. And then you go back to your steps from where you left off from your satin stitch, and it's going to do your placement lines for your ribbon. And then the next step is to tack the ribbon down. And at this point, our final step is to take your tape off. And you can tape your ribbon up. Because the last thing you want is, after all of your hard work, to get your ribbon behind your eyeballs. And then it's not going to be
absolutely. So Lorraine, the whole purpose of Amanda putting that vinyl in is to kind of have like a peekaboo through the front of the bag to see, like, so here she has Skittles in there. You know, because it's a treat bag, so you're obviously going to fill it with goodies. So in order to give a peekaboo inside the bag to see what is in it, she used the vinyl. So the actual original design does not have this. It has fabric, so you wouldn't be able to see anything through it. So if you want to use the vinyl and have it be used in that way, then having the felt still behind there isn't going to do that for you. And that is why she cut out the fabric and the felt.
A wall behind your window.
Yeah.
So I'm taping down all four corners. We're going to return it to the machine. And you can choose to do your final step in white, pink, whatever floats your boat. I would choose whatever stitch color you chose for your placement lines, because this is like a continuation of the stitch.
I agree, Val. The design does make it really cute. Lisa, this design is by Juju. Switching it up from our Kimberbellin and Kiwian and I was under the impression that Matt put the vinyl under today's products, not Jack's. If you're just searching on our website, you can search Kimberbell vinyl. But there should be a tab on the front of our website that is products. And if you click on that and go all the way down, it says Facebook Live products. And it should bring up the products that we used for today's project. Yes, you most definitely probably could. Well, no, maybe not, because you would lose. No, I guess so. Is this a tack down stitch underneath this too? Mm-hmm. So yes, you could definitely make this part with the vinyl as well, instead of using the organza like we did here, and have it as a peekaboo.
Yeah, let's double check.
We're gonna double check that though. We don't want to give you some wrong information. Yep. You could.
All right. So now you can remove. What?
But you couldn't. Because as soon as you cut all of this out, then this is floating. Right? Because this isn't tacked down to anything.
I guess you could. As long as, because you have your tack down, you could cut this out and leave this.
Well, you would cut your felt out.
Uh-huh.
Right? And then
But leave the felt inside of this.
Right. But then when you get to the part of cutting this, the stabilizer out, then your heart's floating. Can you tear your stabilizer away with the vinyl being behind it?
Mm-hmm.
So, Ann says, when do you put candy in it?
Oh, man.
Yes, Lisa. So when you purchase this one design or this one transaction is going to give you files for both of them, for the love and the owl, which is really nice. You just pay that awesome $6 and you get both. And there's 4 sizes for, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm going to cry. I really am.
So you could tear away the stabilizer before you get to this point.
Okay, that's definitely something that you could do as well. She said to kind of like how we skip the wave stitches on the inside of the heart, to just not do the little in middle, this guy.
The satin.
Skip these stitches.
Yeah.
So the kits for both the owl and the love are $6.99.
So at this point, you want to make sure that you're not going to cut into your ribbon.
Because again, that would be a bummer.
It would be. And then you'll just flip it over.
The felt matches your sweater.
It does.
It sure is, Linda.
Oh no. And then you have your adorable little treat bag. Or you can get some small little sewing notions.
For your friends.
Oh.
So cute. Totes
Fill it up
adorbs.
with something good. So that is today's project, ladies and gents. Any questions or anything? Would anyone like us to go over the announcements again?
There were a few people that did chime in a little late.
Okay, so we'll go over the announcements.
Cute, cute, cute.
Very cute. So we have Babylock Club tomorrow. On Thursday we have Creative Solutions for Crafty People.
You can remember that, but not perforate.
I know. That is where Trevor is going to be going over with you on stitching on paper. So giving you a little bit more information on maybe the correct needle size to use for projects like that, the correct size or weighted paper, thread, and show you some neat tricks with that. It's actually really cool. And then on Friday, we have the AccuQuilt Bob class. That means block on board. And we have a link on our main page, and you can sign up through that link. It's going to be a good class. On Saturday, we have the Floriani virtual class with Nancy. And we have some other things. The Edge to Edge, Miss Scott, that's what we're going to say from now on. She has some really cute designs on here, but this is a new expansion pack number 14. This is some waves and some whale tails, bears, a graduation cap, some horses, a little construction site.
I thought those were flames.
Oh, no, they're whale tails and like waves.
Oh, goodness.
So this is $20, and again, this is brand new. We just got this in today.
Real quick, so those of you that are asking about Babylock Club, yes, it is tomorrow. Patrick has sent out the email. It doesn't always get to everybody at the same time, so keep an eye on that. If you don't get it, kind of let us know. You know, give a store a call or whatever. We can put you on a list for Patrick to resend those emails tomorrow morning. And also check your spam folders, because they do find their way there a lot. So,
yes. And you can call us here. I have the ability in assisting with that too. So, if you're stuck in a bind and you can't get logged in, you can call us. The phone number for this store is 720-440-9654, and I'd be happy to assist with that, seeing as how Patrick will probably be getting ready for the class. So again, I will show you the kits.
And yes, the Babylock will be recorded so that if you cannot watch it tomorrow, if you've signed up, you can watch it at a later time.
Yes, once the recording is completed, you'll get a link that you can access the video afterwards. So, candy, no candy. Kits for today are $6.99. It's one kit for the owl and one kit for the love. Both cost $6.99. The design is $6, and you do get the designs for both bags with that one $6 purchase. And they have the sizes from 4x4 to 7x12. Miss Cindy's pillow kit, $9.99. I almost added $1 on there for you guys. And then next week we have the January fill in the blank. Wheel on over here, where I will be stitching out this adorable towel with you guys. It says, "Life is short, eat the cake."
So true.
Some cute tassels on the bottom. We have the towels. Comes in a 2-pack, and you get a pink and a green, and you can tell that they are ombre. Can't really tell when they're wrapped up like this, but very cute.
Nancy, the finished size of the pillow is like 12 by 16, I believe.
And then on Wednesday next week, Christine and myself will be teaching the part 1 of the Luck of the Gnome pillow. Very cute.
Very cute.
And I believe that's it.
Okay, a couple other questions in here. The Kimberbell felt is a 12 by 18 sheet, or roll, I guess. And it is $2.99 per roll. Joan, you would need to go to our website, aboveandbeyondsewing.com, and go into our calendars and then our events calendar and find today's date. It has the link that will, where it will take you to where to purchase this design, as it is not included in the kit. So you would need to do that part, or if you need help, please give us a call and we can walk you through that. But, I have your request here for the kits, but getting the design is kind of up to you. I think the felt is on our products page, but maybe not.
It should be.
Do you have the fabric packages for the Irish gnome? We do have a fabric kit, yes. Just to give you guys, though, that heads up that because the first part of the project is next week, if you are an out-of-towner that we would have to mail to, you may not get your kit in time if you are wanting to participate. So just know that.
With that being said, though, like we were just going over the Zoom class for Babylock Club tomorrow, once the recording is, finished, you will be able to access that video afterwards. So, and something that we didn't go over earlier is the class. So if you buy the fabric kit, the embellishment kit, and the CD, you can sign up for the Luck of the Gnome class for free. And the Luck of the Gnome is from last year, so some of our customers may have already purchased that from us. We do have the ability to look that up. So if you need to purchase another embellishment kit or a fabric kit, you would still qualify to be able to take the class for free. If you purchase just 2 out of those 3 items or just 1 and still want to take the class would be a $20 fee.
Yes. Or is there anything that you want to suggest for them to prepare for next week's class?
Yes. For your embroidery blocks, you will want to go ahead and get them ready by cutting them to the correct sizes for all of your fabrics. That would be recommended and very helpful. But with the blocks that have embroidery on them, you're going to fuse Ultra Soft or SF101 to prepare those fabrics. Kimberbell, last year when we did this as a class, Kimberbell had not yet come out with their background quilting. I do find that on the bench pillows that are a little more busy, it's not as necessary, I guess I would say. The Twilight bench pillow, there was a lot more of a background feel, so the background quilting, I would recommend doing those on the blocks that have less busy bench pillows. However, if you would like, you can go to mykimberbell.com and purchase some of the background quilting designs. There's a lot of them, and you can quilt your background before we start the class. So before we do any type of applique on those blocks, you can get some of those quilted. It's again not necessary, but if you would like as a preference, you're more than welcome to do that. We do still have Ultra Soft or SF101, whatever your preference is, on the pieces that are not embroidered, but we don't need you to have that done for the first class. But by doing that, you're going to have the same consistency throughout your whole pillow. So making sure that you have enough for your whole pillow would probably be recommended before. And we are going to be posting thread colors for that on our Facebook for the class tomorrow. So if you're interested in the thread colors for the Luck of the Gnome pillow, we will post it on the date of the class. So February 3rd, you can go on there and you'll be able to click on a link and there will be a list of the threads that were used that you can get prepared with. Check your stock. You need them?
Yes, and Kimberbell does sell Mylar. They have 2 different tube options. There is a neutral that gives you like gold and silver, a black, and an iridescent sheet, and then there is the jewel tone, which gives you quite a different spectrum of colors.
Cranberry, green, blue, red, purple, and hot pink.
And then Ultra Soft is a stabilizer, so it's like to the touch, it feels like a really thin batting, almost like a fleece, and it is fusible on one side.
Yes, so both SF101 and Ultra Soft, you just fuse onto the background of your, the back of your box.
And the gnome fabric kit is $34.99.
Yes, it is.
All right, you guys.
All right,
Thanks for joining in.
We'll see you next week. We'll see you twice.
Yeah. Ooh.
We get you twice.
All right. Have a great day.
Bye, everyone.